So, what if you already see everyone in equal state? What does this mean?
음.
So, kesi mi tama tamyang tagire tini
음.
ti tonta karire.
디데르와 디 언저 셈나로
Mm.
언저 셈게 삼로다야데 딜라야 방념사야데 수수응원에 드시샤단제로 띵에 에 띵아 가금인도 띵아 가게도 딘데 드시샤 디왕이 먼저
Mm.
아 셈나라 강에 쉬어서되고 여러
Mm-hmm.
우리샤 셈 찬양보
Right.
소고요 레스트 디레스
So, when we're talking about equality here, it means on the basis of discrimination. So, not like often when we say people are equal, it's like equal rights type thing, but it's not like this. Here, it's about discrimination, right? So it means that you don't have like if somebody does something you want and dislike if somebody does something, or you don't like this person and dislike this person. Everybody's equal. So it's a discrimination thing. The equanimity.
그 수수 가워디 가워래 마가워디 마가레스로
Yeah.
이는 아주 주어단도 말했어 이는 아주 삼로 단단디 수수 삼단단디 아주 주어단도 그랬어
Right. So if you like somebody or don't like somebody, that's kind of you can't necessarily. It's not like trying to force that to change. But it's about changing your own mind. Like that we can change and change one's own perception.
다디 아주 삼로 담이나 아니 세부여랬어 말아서 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 수수 쌤디 가디 아니 정말 야고 차도 그랬어 수수 쌤디 마가나 상마도 자 차도
Because we can see that our mind affects everything. So if our mind is joyful and happy, then everything seems good, right? And if our mind's disturbed and unhappy, then even good circumstances don't seem unpleasant, right?
저 제가 네 삼로디 숙천부 요나 아나 저 셈난라 디고고라 시디고고라 셈난라 피스고고라 시디
Mm.
시디들라 사자로 고고요 대사고고 대사라고 말해 아디가도 디가면도 삼 숙천부서도 사자야 말다고 아 당념서나 아니 신디 사자라고 지라고 오라고
So when we try and establish this mental peace, right, peace and stability and happiness, this doesn't actually have a place in our mind at the moment because we're so caught up in liking this and disliking this that there becomes no place for the mind to develop this happiness. So what we first need to do is bring the mind into a stable state. So that's why we want this equanimity, because based on that, then there's a stable place to develop lasting peace and happiness and so forth.
아 네, 그래도 뒤에 처음에 삼로다나 세부 싱글이스라. 예, 세부 요르스. 디 아니 셈디 가서래. 사자 셈디 베 마지와 쇼지 요나 네. 셈라 가저 수수 교 세베이네 용고 말해. 셈 고라나라. 아, 어디 가면도 아, 내가 그래도 네 여러 아니 디 여체네 디 딩안조리 디 콘조리 딩안조 약보리 딩안조 두가라 두자 치기도 딩안조 다여스 딩안조 룽바직거리 딩안조 소달레네 디나달레네 디디 딩안조리 안디간랑안조 푸리 안조 포모리 아양안조 웨스턴리 이스턴리 아니 다딘데 여망고 치네 여 체위는 되게 네 강에 먹고 싶어서 데 디나네 여 치교 말한 거 정말 먼저 미인 받지 버려서 먼저 상마도스 컨디션이 찍버려 삼다나 어느 먼저 뒤중기 셈나게 남도 당 강에 먹고 싶지 삼로다다지 세르거라
So we try and create happiness for ourselves. When we check the reality, like we can't actually bring it about. right? Because our mind is so caught up in liking this and disliking that and wanting this and so forth that there's no actual stability there. And we create all these divisions, like, New Zealander versus somebody else, North Island, South Island, West, East, man, woman, Buddhist, non-Buddhist, all of these divisions we kind of create. This creates really difficulties and problems for us. So first we need to create this peaceful, like the stability in our mind. And then based on that, we can look at developing and bringing about happiness.
딜랑 아주 디아고도 아주 미인바 지고래 있습니다. 당미지 통으로 아주 미인바 지고래야. 아주 정말 대화되어 지고래 동해메 되어 지고래 삼다나. 심디 데스 헐 차로라 그러.
So, if we start to think that we're all the same as in being a human being, we all wish for happiness and do not wish for suffering. So if we can understand this, then, this is a basis for developing this stability and equanimity.
근데 신다리 보면 돼.
Yep. What does it mean to have a dominant chakra, e.g. third eye? How does a strong third eye affect one's reality and perspective? So di kolo yura, ini kolo so yura pena di third eye hakodo di kolo di rero. Ini di shukchembo yuna, di third eye shukchembo yuna, dini kandi namyon kandi yura.
다저 낭배 슈네 셰위나 그래서 요아 똑바 통보를 되면서 내가 제일 말했어. 요 당공 먼저 단다 찬죽심 공부다 찬죽심이하고 곰 안테네 중요하고 곰 코와디 텐데 드네 동반이 거야고 곰 디숨디하고 요나 아니 신드 낭배초 nga nyamle sa share nga nyamle 기름 내가라 당보 남니 요래 기름 조른 슬람 기름 나 요 말에 되게제데 다 조름을 요 조름을 안에 자기 콜로곰 안에 되네 되저 기시야 요래 다디 되저 싫으면은 되저를 라고 마셔나 야그레스 가가샤샤나 야그레스
So from a Buddhist perspective, you have to develop the realizations first. We have to have a very clear understanding of, we call them renunciation, bodhicitta, and emptiness, these three principles. So until you develop these realizations, you don't have any other thing to do, right? This is your focus. And after you develop realizations and understanding in this, then you can go on, because what we're talking about here is it's a tantric practice and not even generation stage practice, it's completion stage practice. So very advanced practice. And if you don't have these strong foundations, then it's better that you leave that stuff alone, right? Because it's better not to go there.
가르스나 이 룽당 자토저 곰나 배 누가 첨버스와 안데저 누가 된데 레오나 베직도 메디 아니 배조 컨데 지고 신기 말해라.
So the reason being is because when you start to work with your channels and your winds, you need to have a very so they're great, like very powerful energies can come up, right? And if you're not really having a strong foundation, aware of what you're doing, it can create a lot of problems.
먼저 누저라 디 미망고지 리기단 되어차네 디 공부다 리기도 간대 있는다 시다 하고 문도 저 진짜 베이직 디면은 니 나게 다 잡고미야다 콜로고미야다 다다 아이들이 제 잠못이다 다나 펜시다 더 말해
So did we
딜레 단다 찬죽 섬곰 베직 곰 아니 제명은에 야구 차나 곰이나 아니 야다 베십다기 자기 가당 곰당 섭다 간데 차단요.
So it's very important to work on the foundation and the basic practices, and well, not basic, but get these practices solid Because, you know, Westerners tend to want to play around with everything, you know, with their chakras and their energies and their third eye. But if you don't have this really solid foundation in the base practices, then this is not, I mean, the Tibetan tradition really not advised.
어디네.
Okay,
신다.
one more. What is the hardest part of staying aware of the metaphysical? Thoughts on esoteric philosophy. How that plays a role in reincarnation. So semnang la kandi trembe yore kandi jegire ro. Di kalikasha di karire di tambo. Tiwini. So tambo di trembe nisha jena di sem trembe nisha jena di kanao kalikasha re ro. Bache kalikasha. Kanao shuk chempo. Shuk chensho. Pena trembe sembi trembe nisha gom gyabna. Dini bache shuk chempo so karire.
버자.
바체. Obstacle.
아, 예. 얘들이 나 남도로 심 남도들다. 심 가사고로 유르고다 어다 되래.
Yeah, so when we're talking about being aware of your mind, the metaphysical aspect, it's the discursive thinking. Your mind's all over the place, right? That's the main obstacle.
이걸래 가셔래 선당 먼저 숙부당 먼저 강반나라 대초그래로 먼저 뒤주스 나오지 님아 주든데 강바데 아니 강바 미기파 강바 고창마자 기흥창마자 아니 질로 잘라다 질로 모다다 다메버스 되나 진짜다 대두고랑데 다심 다 춘을 까도 말아 가서 콜라 유도 단도 딘데스 고잡 기흥잡 상마가나 심 망아도 심 단도 망아치로라 유도
So, you know, even when you create this like perfect, peaceful environment, you know, where you're in this wonderful place and you don't have anything else to think about it, even if you got complete silence and, you know, you didn't have to cook or do anything else, all you had to do, you didn't have anything else, all you had to do is sit and meditate. Even your body's sitting there and meditating. Your mind's all over the place, right? Your mind's going all over the place. So, in fact, the more quiet, peaceful kind of place you make, the busier your mind seems to become. So it's a bit of a worry.
이나데 갈래 곰냠나 쿰시 차이라.
But however, if you train your mind, if you keep meditating more and more, then you develop the habits, right? Then it comes.
어디 그 가리나로 레가이나레 롭조이나레 당부 갈래 가고다라. 고메 당부 갈래 가고 요래나 고메 뒤지 갈래 잠되나. 안스스스 냠뇨레 가즈 인데 깨 차고 미망고 가즈이나 고미하고 용야데 용그레스로.
So, you know, like anything, it's difficult when you start. You don't know what you're doing, but the more you practice, the more you study, the more you work at it and develop it, then the easier it becomes, like anything, you know. So in the beginning, it might seem really foreign, but the more you kind of work at it, the easier it does become.
이상디 당부처럼서 곰잡디장을라 까마 담어 곰네 까마 숨싱아 베 주릉 보라 아 강바나 개바나 아니 제가 가꾸무야는 제가 스부살르즈네 까마가다 베 주릉 보 니마직다오라 여라 다 갈래 전 지메 까마 숨지 쉽지 스스 까마가제 나오면 쉬어 말이지 까마 숨지 쉽지 아배 쪽으로 오더라 되네 추준이 숨든데 까마 추종하면 쉬 나오면 삼삼든데 용거로 보면도 자샤나라
So you know, when you first start meditating, 5 minutes seems like a really long time. You know, sitting for 5 minutes seems like ages, like it's like a whole hour or something, right? You know, and you notice every little pain or discomfort in your body and every little itch and everything like that. You know, yeah. However, the more you familiarize it, this can actually change. And after time, you know, then meditating for like an hour seems like only 5 minutes, right? And so it reverses. And then, you know, so you can meditate for 2-3 hours. It seems like only 10-15 minutes. So it does work if you persist with it. Okay. Thoughts on esoteric philosophy? I don't know. Drupta Shimba, like kind of New Age, tang Hindu, tang Dinsogi philosophy. Kandi di tang Kiwa Nyama, Jema Nyama, di kandi hoko widuro. Reincarnation. So the Drupta Shimba, like Nampa Mayimbe Shimba tang reincarnation, kanda kandi hoko widuro.
데이터 요래다 베나 남고 마잉기 이니 줍다 베나 자가 힌두나라 자왕아지 켈린 출루 만샤 자왕아지 켈린 치고라 출루 만샤 자왕아지 켈린 치고라 베나 야 힌두고 옷 싱기요 야고 싱기 아니 힌두 망보치 자왕아지 싱기 건조 센다데 닝저요 건조 건조 곰자 아니 신내 탑으로 신내 탑 이마다 건조 개겐데 여러 로면 남마든데 곰자 아니 신내 탑 아니 신내 탑이는데 아니 쌤 야야야도 계산도 야야야도 겨왕아마데 겨와데 당부 아마 거베나서 심디야도 아니 아마 거베나네 야도데 아니 겨왕아마데도 겨왕아마데 치도 룩도든데 하고로 그거 치단 로글랜드 채나 아니 밀류 도구도 나가서 치랜드 채고래서 네 건서 둘로 건지요 말했어 둘로 건고 말했어 가서 치랜드 채고래서 어딘데 뒤숙서로 수dum뒤숙 존재있음 근데게 좁다 근데 여러 안에 겨왕아마디 먼저 치리샤 겨왕아마디 로그레샤 아니 치랜드 채고래 로글랜드 채고래서 근데스 다외 릭직 여르다 대전직 힌두나 근데 여러 릭직
So, there's different types of philosophical beliefs out there. A lot of them do support reincarnation. So, for example, the Hindu tradition in India, they really, a lot of them believe in reincarnation. There's one story of this time when one great meditator, like they had this very powerful concentration, and so they'd meditate with their teachers, and they'd develop this concentration, and then they'd go back and look back past, and they'd remember being born in the womb, conceived in the womb, and then they'd go back to their previous lives, and they'd see that they were born as like a dog or a cat or something in their previous life, right? And then they'd think, oh, okay, if we behave like a dog or a cat, then the next life will be born human. So, they definitely had this strong view of reincarnation, but they had this what's called like mistaken morality or non-beneficial morality, where they could crawl around naked like dogs and cats because they believed that then be born as humans. So there's different philosophies out there, but a lot of them hold to reincarnation.
and Tibetan Gaja have lots of connection Hindu Gaja because this Buddhism come from India Tibet in the 7th century. And this reason, when I was young, and my grandmother all the time talking something dog there. Oh, dog is lucky. Next level, he was born in human being. I believe that when I was young, I don't know, this is not really good. Where's come from this? My grandmother all the time talking. I know only my grandmother most Tibetan old people say like that. Oh, this dog is so lucky because the dog passed away. Next human being coming like that. And then I come to India and I learning this philosophy. And the Hindu tradition learning. Exactly, they're talking this story, they come from background like that. They said they go to, and their God come abiding and then check your life. Then you fast this one life, your dog. Oh, dog dead, then they born in human being. He talk like that. This is come from Tibet. Now come from this Indian tradition a little bit. Indian tradition give blessing, good blessing, bad blessing. Rather go rishung di nimdo changma cheyong dara. Rishung yaga da doga changma cheyong dara.
So, they heavily influenced by the tradition. So, unfortunately, they bring the good stuff, but they also bring some of the not so good stuff as well.
그다 디 페베지도 나라 야 릭디 테 시그레 릭디 힌두 나라 릭 쇼제그라 카슬라이트
Yeah, so they
힌두
Penang
힌두 식 찍으러 표가 때때 찍으러.
so they kind of had a caste system in Tibet as well, like the Hindus had the caste system.
이난데 자가즈나 표베즈나 데스 작 말이야. 데스
Yeah, but
데스 작 말이야.
there were, like, I mean, it's not the same. There are quite a lot of differences between the Tibetans and the Indian cultures.
저나 낭베추 나라 리기오 말에 상마 찍바래 봐. 낭주 나라 리기오 말에 상마 아주 미인 바 찍바. 상마 대와 찍바 아주 상마 냠바래서 봐. 저는데 낭주 나라 여여 말에.
So from a Buddhist perspective, then there's no caste. There's, everybody's equal. Everybody's the same in being human beings. Everybody's the same in wishing for happiness and not wishing for suffering. So there's no caste system within Buddhism.
Do you have question? Yeah. Yeah.
What's the difference between the Indian Hindu beliefs and the Tibetan?
Buddhist or Tibetan Buddhist beliefs? So the Gyagagi Hindu Tang Pepe Nambecho. Oh, sorry. What's the difference between the Hindu beliefs in India and the Tibetan Buddhist beliefs in India in Tibet? So the Pepe Nambecho Tang Gyagagi Hindu Gi Chulo Kipakari.
그래. 네 좋아요래. 그래서는 힌두 망고지기 레준데 켈린치가 말아. 건조 군조가 시와게 그래라고요.
So a lot of Hindu, because Hindu is a whole collection of different religions, right? A lot of them don't believe in karma, cause and effect. They believe that like Shiva created the world.
So this
would be similar to the like Muslim or Christian beliefs of a created God.
다 전에 낭박에 정말 수수 leg 수수 액션으로 수수 야구체나 수수 메시지마다 야구 용어를 수수 단어 두자시는 메시 두자지마다 거도마도 수수라라 레벨에 스틸라고라.
So Buddhist perspective is that everything you create, every action you create will bring a result in the future, and everything you're experiencing now comes from a cause you've created in the past. So there's this very firm belief in cause and effect.
다들 찍대 되래. 단다 낭박에 텐데 켈렌치 거로. 힌두나라 텐데 켈렌치예요 말다. 텐데 켈렌치나 군조 서울라디 와요 말어. 찍을 찍대네 중어래 상말로. 때네마 중에 최요 말을 나요인데 다들 저와 전부 베래.
So also there's this dependent origination view in Tibetan Buddhism. So everything's mutually dependent on each other, right? Like whereas if you have a God that creates everything, then you can't have this dependent origination. So, but this is very strong in Tibetan Buddhism, this dependent origination.
어디다. 다디 덴데 고도 베 나고 가르스는 뭐버 땡라 파고요라. 뭐버랑 시카리메디. 디베하고 요라면서. 좋아.
So, then all things come about in this dependence, right? They arise in terms of dependence. They don't have this independent existence.
다 야, 딜랑한서 삽삽 마시나나 야, 디한서 뇨러서 아, 낭바딘데레샤 낭바한서 낭바 베야고레람나 저랑게 스스스 담사래 요 말에 자 당기 나 콘서 다두야고 콘서 이제 데요 말에 콘서 럭바레 사면 마 출루게야 디스여로 nga 코스여라 다디 제요 말에 저 제ade 수수 되바카리 요바디 제나 텔레박과 수수수 뉴버레라 그러라 디 야고레 디 두자레 라야디 랍데나 야 수수 셈나라 디 dimbaso사레 디 삼로데 당겨 말해라.
So, we do have to be careful though, because you can get this view of thinking, oh, my religion, like Buddhism's the best and Tibetan Buddhism's the best, and the Hindus, they're mistaken, they don't know what they're talking about, they don't understand karma and dependent origination properly, and you can become kind of a bit stuck up about it, right? This is not, you want to avoid that, whatever people want to believe, that's their choice, right? Not everyone can believe the same thing, so it's whatever people believe, it's fine. You don't want to get too caught up in my views being right and other people are wrong, right?
네, 진대를 통고도 출룩세야데 칼라로 싫어. 칼라디 먼저 가르쳐오래. 미 조거잘 팽고 여러. 출루데 가르쳐오래서는 미 심강라 펜도시고 여러. 디 인디 장가라 칼라 다면데 여러 상하나라. 미 다면데 칼라 다면데 사그러. 제스나 출루 다면데 디 고르. 고 미스스 커멘다오레 메와멘다오레 딜라바고. 여나 아니 고 딜라바고. 다 배적에 최대 스스심 요다라 펜마도 나나 야제도엘 펜마도 나나 아니 다 가르이네다 마샤시네 야 칼라카시 안도 초고라 수불라 나저 속도 어디 대저 칼라드 사그 말아 양자 직벌 어디 칼라다 직벌다 줄루사
So, I think of religions like food, right? The purpose of food is when you're hungry, you need to eat to fill your stomach, right? And so religion's the same. It's to kind of help you to deal with your mind, right? How to transform and deal with your mind. So this is the purpose of religion. As you can see, there's many different types of food out there. There's all different types of restaurants and different type of food options. Because not everybody likes the same food. Not everybody wants the same food all the time, right? So, there's different tastes that people cater those different tastes. So you've also got to, understand that this is the way it is with the philosophy. Different people are going to be attracted to different things, but you've really got to check: is it hitting like your mind, right? Is it working with your mind? Is it helping you to transform your mind in a positive way? And if it's not doing that, then it's better to leave it, right? And it's because that's the purpose of the spiritual path.
어디다 다저 이베
So, any other questions?
덕바도요나 티나디르 덕바디 카리나 산사유나 디 티샤나 디 티와로 인디민지기 티와야고 소마라.
If you have any doubts, just speak up. It doesn't have to be some eloquent question.
Yeah, that's good.
You had a question?
I think there's some people listening. I think no.
Can I ask about
Yeah.
healing? So you've got health issues, and can you heal through transforming?
So, Kezi, I'm sorry. If you have physical sicknesses, can you heal those through transforming your mind? So, Kezi, lugi natsa yuna, dini semla gyuna di lud, dini di natsa trakna sibare?
Sure, this year. Same pen you watch more. Lula Nazayuna, same gay, gom jabje, that healings na, that talk was over the. You know, the yoring on the dining on the mini bay on the Taran Chidola, Michi Gejashe Matuni, gom jabji Gejashe or Chare. Michi Miki in the knee sum tone, and it make the tire gom jabji, make tire. This is some of that, Tirva. And then that is Papa Sikindua. The Zule gom jabne, Payad in the Yumudo.
So it's definitely possible to heal. We've had 2 cases at this Buddhist center here where people have, through meditation healed their physical sickness. One person was unable to speak, and through meditation they were able to fix that. And one person had like one eye saw double or triple vision, like couldn't see properly, and through the power of meditation they were able to fix that. And many people have had skin ailments, and meditation's helped them with that. So definitely, I mean, the mind does affect the body, and you can, through meditation, heal physical ailments.
다 먼저 지난게 먼저 수불라 인데 나자요 요가든데 이나 뒤주면도 가래 사고이나 무튜는 사러와 남산 참마샤베체 아니 곰자베체 네 곰다면 자요다 당연 먼저 라고 인데 제니 지야도 야고도 근데 제아래 아니 믹스에게 퓨케션 지야든데 요르다 곰 고란데는 믹스에 나자딜라 박베 양 곰든데 자요라 근데 양 곰 안데 곰잡 지기는 딱또 스슈드 스스 셈나네 이제당 셈나라 심숙당 셈나라 대화서 이제서 오라 이 숙첨부 거다 이제디 숙첨부 쇼일 거라 요나네 이제디 숙첨부 요나네 셈라 누벌레 양거라 셈그 누베도게 아니 수불라야 네 주어당 거라
So yeah, it's this meditation we do with the hands. This is a very good one to help with the body. There's other specific, meditation, purification and healing meditations you can do with visualization. But first of all, these are an assistant. First of all, whatever medicine you're taking, you should keep taking that. I mean, you don't stop taking the medicine, and yeah, and we might get in a bit of trouble if we're telling people to do that. We'll have doctors lining up down the road. So just to be clear, right? Yeah, so that this, we combined with the medicine can really help, and if you have a specific ailment, then there's specific meditations you can do. But the main thing, you've got to have trust that it will work, right? This is a key factor. This belief and this strong trust is very important.
어디야? 다 먼저 딜라가 뒤로에 맞추래.
Okay, we'll get into some of this.
다디 칙디로와 다 심지 탐질레 신호벨레 던조도에 선바에 다도 저 좀쇼 서가 다도 저 좀쇼 다디 조디 단다 유디딩로와 다 심지 탐질랑 거딘 신부 인자 아니에 심지 신라 제버 증고레 신 셰운데 다 잔주기 셈 마제와 제와시베 탑조디 딩고 당으로와 잔주 심지 되네 당당도 당기 셰송아 마신 틴틴 틴 소스다 마신 틴틴나 아니 틴땅아 거딘 전부이나 가들 봐 거딘 써야지 용거로 봐 딜레 자나 아니 이원 참바서야 돼 당도 셈디 이거네 다 제뉴얼 라빙 대한 스타트 네 디지레 용구여다 심지 대화 된되기 대화 된되 아주 대화도 된바데 되나 지마라니 베셈들라 이원 참바서 거로다 디유나 아니 심지 신이 동해 통한데 동해에 태는 지마라서디 권이 두슬리고 대화 된되도 유나 동해 텐되도 용거로 동해 텐되도 유나 대화 된되 니니 가려 유나 되고 니 참바다 닌지니 찍유나 찍용거로 찍유나 찍용거로 아니 마신 텐데 텐소 이원 참 닌지 땅아도 사성하대
So this first verse here, determining to obtain the greatest possible benefit from all sentient beings who are more precious than a wish-fulfilling jewel, I shall hold them dear at all times. So this is this first step of producing the bodhicitta that has not yet been produced. So we talked about the 7-step cause and effect training. So the first one is recognizing all beings as your mothers, remembering their kindness, and then wishing to repay their kindness. So this is about these first 3 steps, first of all. So when you remember someone's kindness, then it's quite natural to have the wish to repay that kindness. That kind of comes automatically. And then after that, then affectionate love comes naturally. If you really see somebody who's kind and you want to help them, then you have a very warm, kind of connected, loving feeling towards people, right? And then when you have this kind of affectionate love to people and you see their sufferings or you experience your own suffering, then you have this wish for others to be free from suffering, right? When you see it, it kind of comes naturally. So this is very important because, loving kindness and this affectionate love and this compassion, they support each other. So, wishing people to be happy and wishing to be free from suffering, the more you have one, the more the other naturally comes. So they support each other. So this first verse covers off like the first 5 of these 7.1 training.
당저 정말 줄래 요래데 닝지 요래 참바 요래 이나 먼저게 참바다 닝지도 같이 오래서나 먼저 샘나 강에서 오다 마지워서 오다 마지워 차용 오다 일단 네 먼저 되자단 되들 당이 다른 쇼베 고민자인 바 나텔라 가기도 해야 돼. 그래서 가서들 동에 유나 아니 될때 다 동에 텐도에 저어디다 정말 연구를 될래. 되게 아니 먼저 샘바 마지웠어요. 와 샘바 마지워 연구도 동에 연구도 아니 가셔야 돼. 닝지디 다 다다직 되면도 튕겨라다.
So, we need this loving kindness and compassion because if you don't have this, right, if you're lacking this, then, it's easy to become unhappy, right? It's easy for our mind to become disturbed if we're constantly caught up in liking this and disliking that and wanting this and not wanting that and so forth. Then our mind's always, it's difficult to be happy, we're always going to be suffering ourselves, and then it's very difficult to develop the wish to help others. So we need to first develop these attitudes of love and kindness and compassion.
제가 다디 니 동해단 텐드 동해단 태와 다가 책임이서 학삼디 대용고요 말아 대 당한테 대요 말 학삼사 대요나 아니 가지고 닝제디 누가 전부 작어요다 동해대 태와 다가 책임 대화 된거도 대화 된바데 다가 책임이 있어야겠네 학삼 학삼디 요나 아니 미 동해 통용도 심마 숨주샤는 수수심라 로덥지요 수수심라 바와레용 거라 어디 디요나 아니 다 가서 그래. 다 아니 좋아지기 용거리 제일 하러 대화도 좀 봤다 책이 있다. 가르 카넬리고 좀제 카넬리고서는 심지 신도 정말 거딘 첨보래 아직들 말을 편도 진이도 둘라 동해도 아 건조 동해에 대화된 게 저거를 게 로고 저거를 건조를 가르치는 건조 말을 편도 첨보래 건조 말을 거딘 첨보래 세상에 건조를 편도 저거를 게 건조를 로고 저거래 제한테 땅 직 저거래 삼는데 내용도 알아.
So when we remember the suffering of others, if we have very sincere compassion, if we've really developed compassion, wishing them to be free from suffering, then the next thing that comes is like a responsibility, taking responsibility for that. I will free them from suffering. I will, do what needs to be done to help to get these beings to be free from suffering. So then when you have this, it's called the special intention, laksam. But when you have this kind of experience, when you see others suffering, it gives you a very powerful mind, right? Like, really sincerely wishing to help. But then the question kind of comes, if you do want to help others, how can you do it, right? If you're caught up in your own suffering, it's impossible to help others. Even you see how kind they have been to you and how kind they are and how much you wish to help them. As an ordinary being, you can't do it. So how is it you can actually help these beings?
다 디네 딱 한데 로고쳐 그래. 콘솔라. 미 심기 강에 유니들라 배샤다는 로고치도 돼. 요 말에. 배샤 유니 심기 강에 제세도 단단한데 동해들로 류지 동해다 생구동. 다 류지 동해나 지고나야로 소나야로 닝나야나 맹강로 다제 제들 배샤 거라. 딜라당도 배샤 로고치도 그랬다. 그 면주 제알로 와. 다 아주 강에 상모 가요 그래서는 심래요. 심기 강에 됐다. 독슈래 가서 돼 수직이 돼 배샤게 세토 말에 왕자 전부연에 세토 말에 한 미야고 미망보 기둥망보 토보망보 연에 세토 말에 다 가르세요 그래서는 다 셈디 삼노단단 수수 셈디 강에디 수수 삼노단지 세고요다.
So how is it that you help people? Does money really help people? Well, depending on the situation, if somebody's physically sick, then to a certain extent money can help, right? Like it pays for the medicine and so forth that can help them to recover. But the main issue, the primary issue we're dealing with is the mind, right? So money or like power or having a lot of friends or all of these things, they can't really help to heal people's minds. So how do we do that? Well, it's only through understanding your own mind, really clearly understanding your own mind, and working with your own suffering and difficulties and transcending those, that you can actually then help others.
다디 에네 수요래 다딘데 하고니 수요래 랍디 당저 잠블리는 다나 단다 팅듀기 프로페서 게다 주모드제 콘조 코란조 삼로 간졸레 심나 강에체 스트레스 앵자이티 워리 망부도 나 프로페서 게다 주모드데 투 가시 니후문도 세거도 본다 맞다 니후야게 탑라요 난갈시 니후문도 프로페서 게다 좀 아니 스트레스 도사.
So, like in this world, who is it that has this understanding to help others? So we have a lot of like professors and scholars and scientists and so forth, like very, smart people. But in reality, they don't know how to help with other people's suffering because they still experience it themselves. Like I had one very high professor, very qualified high professor, he'd come to me for advice on how to sleep. So he couldn't even sleep So then, it's clear that he had a lot of stress and worry and concern. So he hadn't, despite everything he knew, he wasn't able to bring about peace to the mind.
당저 낭배 슝네 셰웨이나 아니 산제세야데 톰나 아니 다 강에 상마세 두고요레스 가르스나 코랑게 생기 강에 상마세 잘했어 다디 먼저 지 룸고서를 많이 버셨단다 단단 먼저 자야데 로니돈 두개 콘라 네 또뭐 점된데 코랑게 꼼자 수수 삼단단데 꼼자 삼단 대단 두두두 세제 타두기 디기들아데 다 저랑서 삼로 딘데스타나 저랑 타두기 디기라 그래신 숭샤와데 단단 안저기 럽좀 지야데 로니돈 두개 콘라 현조게 계절에서 로니돈 두개 콘은 미치기 셰레 테테당 안절로 편도도 유나타 딘데게 네직 공반지 유나탕에 톱고도라 심지 신을 동의세 치도 녜녜라 톱 아니 녜 미신들 로고 치고도 녜 심지 가서 랭에 타두기 디지 산제 고마스나 타두기 디지들 타두 디지 토야 돼 콘솔로 로고 치야지 디인스타 미 강에 심기 강에 니도절로 로고 치야지 디 당아가 깔레캬부 인슬람나 아니 심지 있어야 돼 용거다 심지 있어야 돼 심지 와서 심지 신지 된다 치기 있어 심지 어디르다
So, if we look back, Buddha, who lived 2,600 years ago approximately, he had a very clear understanding of the mind, right? So he was able to meditate, develop very sharp meditation, and then with that, he really thoroughly checked every aspect of his mind, checked everything until he fully understood what is that brings about happiness and suffering and so forth, had clear understanding. And then he taught the methods. If you want to achieve this, then this is how you go about it. If you want to have this understanding that I have, this is how you're going to go about it. And people are still teaching these words today. We're still now teaching, his words. So still, even 2,600 years later, he's still being of benefit to help people. So we need this level of understanding if we wish to help others, right? If we wish to help others attain this final state of happiness, complete happiness of Buddhahood, then we need to attain that state for ourselves. If we want to take others beyond suffering, we have to go beyond all suffering. So then we feel that I will strive, to attain this state of enlightenment, because only then will I truly be of benefit to others. And this kind of thinking is this attitude we call bodhicitta.
그래서 I think some people I went 5 years ago. I went to Canberra, Australia, and there's some center, and we have some conversation. And one lady, she asked me, your talking these 12 weeks comes from 2,600 years ago. Now it's 21st century, how to have this 21st century mind, this is a very old method, ancient, very old method. Where condensed 로봇이 그래. 이게 막 로니도 두제고는 깨지셔야 다 단다 들은 유시자지 그래.
So her question was, how can this help today, right? This was taught 2,600 years ago. Now it's the 21st century. How can this possibly be of benefit now?
네 좋아하고 싶지려. 좋아 빼야고.
So it's a very good question.
그래서나 딩에 펜톡을 했어. 좀제 그래서나 진로 니도 두개 공개 되자당 단대 되자 지버. 니도 두개 공개 콘도당 단대 콘도 지버 심게 내단데 지버.
So the reason that it's still relevant is because our delusions are the same. Anger 2,600 years ago and anger now is the same. Attachment 2,600 years ago and attachment now is the same. So, unfortunately, our messed up minds 2,600 years ago and our messed up minds now are still pretty much the same.
내려 직대 아니 니도 두개 공기 미다 단대 미직 버려. 대삼단한디다.
Yeah. Also, people 2,600 years ago with all their issues are the same people now who 2,600 years later still have all the same issues.
제가 디 인디장가라는 아주 단대 다 단다 들은 유시자지라 단다만 트레이닝 도서 다 고야라 축처를 쳐도 거래.
Yeah, and
들어 당분이와 숨바도라 칼라게 강에 두로 강에 강배 강에 들어 좁게 죽을래 가도 강에 여러 칼라 마라베 강에 두로 마라베 강에 대 강에 망고 여래. 다 대조 강에 당 사마르데 다 산다. 들어 뉴슈 제네 셈기 강에 다 숙처를 쉐지도 살와. 다 등산 디 가버먼트 그런 거
Durab Nishu,
뉴스
Durab Tonra Nishu.
들어 뉴슈 20th century 20th century first 디 칼라다 딘데 강에 여러 미망부 칼라마로 단대 사적하실 미망부 칼라마로 강에 여러 이나당 안조 베낭아란즈 데이나 안조 칼라다 투로 딘데 강에 여마 당 안조 상마 심기 강에 생기 강에.
Yeah. So, it's probably even more relevant today because back in the day, people's main problem, like 2,600 years ago, was getting enough food to eat and getting a place to live. And, you're lucky if you had a little pony to cruise around on, right? These days, in the 20th century, past basically the 20th century, there's not been that much problems fulfilling basic needs, at least in the West anyway. Not that much problem fulfilling your basic needs like food and shelter and, these things. However, in the process of doing that, we seem to have developed a lot of mental issues along the way, right? So our main problem now, our main suffering is not these physical difficulties, our mental suffering. So that's why this is perhaps even more relevant because this deals with the mental suffering, right?
다 디지 싱위 디지 줍당 쉐로. 난 싱위 동네시다 쉐네 오요마.
So this will help your mind to be happy because there's not much use in being unhappy all the time, right?
아야. 다 제잔디 당보디다 로다 저송하습니다. 이제 마신 tin디 요한참 심제든지 동네 저ঙ에 지기 대체되다 다도 고만 타고도 다 잔주기세 마지와 껴시베 탑데르다. 봐. 다 기사는 다 마냥바시야게 탑란라다 도 직제도 니와 숨바시바도 용구여다.
Okay, so now we've talked about this first verse being the method for developing this attitude of bodhicitta that has yet to be developed. So having developed that, then the second, third, and fourth verse are to do with sustaining that mind, right? Maintaining it.
저 마냥바치오다. 냠바 공부해도야도 상마 용거래.
So not letting it decline, but keeping it stable.
간다 수도 저버서 다뉴글레면도 신나 삼바 타고 이 초도 지고 좀 쇼세더와. 당도 심제신게 네 심제신 탐제산이를 거든 전부 임바다. 심제신기 디두라니게 세고도 상단데 당 아제체요 말해. 심제신라 90체네. 심제 컨데스트웨이나 텔레 여럽체 90체 수수기게나시. 거든 전부 임바 상단데 90란슈그 레레. 90레나 아니 신데라 학과들다 신기 연대인 게 차대 삼다는데 아니 미들라 연대인데도 nga 연대되면도 세상에 그런 리스펙트 90 최고더라 간도 순간도 다니기는 신라 삼바 타고 이 초대 집에 선배다 네 저디 콘도게 콘도자야 탑시래
나게만
콘도자 나제나 콘도 용거여 ngaje kidene kondo yongore de kondo gi judi ngaje le dine yongwe za ngaje chigiyo mare steunde tangazo min changma kondo la gage yo marwa kondo nga gage mendu sinyi janyaro kondo magana kondo ju zo jida mangbo yor de le ngaje de zo ju jire sheta ngaje chigiyo mare ne shela kushap chegore so de shegorda.
So as we said before, this comes from the understanding of first understanding the first verse, because when you really see others as kind and really feel they're of great benefit to you, then naturally you'll have respect for them. And this is what this verse is. It's all about having a genuine respect for others, right? And this comes about through seeing the good qualities of others. When you really see others' qualities and see that they have qualities you don't have, then you genuinely come to have respect for people. And the main reason for this is because it acts as an antidote to anger, right? If you can do this, because this is all about reducing anger through first reducing pride. Pride is the main cause for anger. So, if you have a lot of pride, then very easily you get angry. So by reducing your pride, then it stops you from having anger. And of course, nobody likes somebody who's angry all the time. So it's very good to do this to reduce your pride so that you don't get angry.
다들 대시요 등상 저 모던 산디시 다지치고 참바다 닝제당 저도 곰도서 자위원지 수수 수고게 immune system 야 얘기도 쓰고로 딱 콘로당 잘리스당 타도 되자치나 수고 immune system 마 사도도 스티딩상 세리 다제치네 땡거다 야고도다
So also, modern scientists are actually able to investigate, and they see that, if you have a positive mental attitude, then that helps to bolster your immune system. But if you have a lot of anger and jealousy and so forth in your mind, then this actually has a negative effect on your immune system. So
그다음 저 나랑 저 세부 통고다 다 수수 나랑 수수 동 통고 말봐 수수 동 통화 가보다 미 로바디 삼바마지웨나 동 상마베 텔라테용 거더라 삼바지wo 삼발 흘려나 네 동말 흘려 차 람사 동라 하고 거더라
So, we can see it by looking at people's faces. Obviously, I mean, unless you've got a mirror, you can't see your own face, but we can see it in others, right? If somebody's really not happy, you can see the physical effect it has on them. You can tell the difference in their face. If somebody's really joyful and happy, it has like a totally different look about them. So we can see how these negative attitudes just like physically affect us.
대단기 뒤어디 따로 심게 수부기 강에 세투면도 될 대화식 전부도 와대 이다가라 디도와다 요르심
So it shows that this mind and body have this close connection because when the mind's unhappy, it actually has a physical effect on the body. So we can see that.
다드네 직제 선보디 전랑군들은 줄라 도지님을 좀마다 다시 말하자면 전다전에 도 오셔서들도 제단당 안저 chanjuki semya je samba sangwo mewa sunye de sure ane nganzo deja shedan kondro nga je dezo samba marungbo dezo je ne ane nganzo chanjuki sem nyamju gore chazan ta di je yundu anda dezo ya tangbo je yundu ne pa ane mewa sogore ese ta di she gore wa
So the next verse, vigilant, the moment a delusion appears in my mind, endangering myself and others, I shall confront it and avert it without delay. So what's meant here is that these kind of attitudes, such as anger and jealousy and pride and all of these things, these are what destroy our bodhicitta or cause our bodhicitta to go down. So therefore, the advice in this text is that as soon as you start to see something arising, like as soon as it pokes its head up a little bit, right, you immediately get onto it and deal with it. Because if you don't, then it can act as a real danger to your not only your well-being, but to your detriment of your bodhicitta practice.
nyumo sia de chazan ko jeb chana soyayo mare 다 nyumo je chawa de ani gyu kharil de ne chungdo tingazo samdang ro bena deja ro ji na deja semnala sugunala je chana ngazo soyayo mata negab들 다 디 칸에 지도 디 유진 카르레도 다디 삼로 야고 땅토이나 아니 직 되자 뉴르 갈래 뉴르단다 콘도이나 다 그래 콘도 끼차나 잘해 디 칸에 지버래도 유 칸에도 삼로 내 등기 랍상 콘도 그 주디 nga제라 되는 중어레스 로 안티네 야야 칸에 되는 중도 디게 삼다나 마옹바 nga제레 온디네 nga제제 베나 다 되자도 이나에 당부 나와 매버시제 다 유라 유도로 고 유라 가서거다 딩상 페이스북 다 유튜브 다 트위터 다도 소셜 미디어도 다가서 되자제야게 규배 독서래 되자제라도 인지미지다 부담 부모께지고 말해 잘라라 되자제로 딩상 온라인 쇼핑 지도 온라인 다 내샤 아니 배샤 틱틱틱 람상 키로라 아니 배샤 강연체 아니 딩상 릴레이션십 망보쇼 즉 배샤기 강연체기도 교계 배샤 망보도 점에 배샤 망보도 지명구가 날 배샤 매우체 안 그녀디 자리 망보쇼 도도 상마 되자라야 돼 인지민지네요 지 가제 부비나 부모가 근데 대다 차시 찍래 가서 녀로 점링나 강연 찍래 이네 그보다 가시 두로 가고요 가시 이제 모델 가고요 가시 잘라 천자들을 가고요 가시 아니 데 다도 나 소셜 미디어에서 페이지에 삽삽쇼 마찬가지는 아주 심네 장난쇼네 갈래 나와 매비시 장난 쇼로다.
So, it's very important. Like when a delusion's already risen up, right? Then you can look at it in terms of rather than once it's arisen, then you can look at, well, how does it come about and recognize that. So if you have attachment in your mind, examine it, see how does it come about. If you have anger, see how does that come about. Like I said before, that anger comes from pride, right? So then if you can see that, if you can make that link, then when you see pride arising, then you'll actively subdue your pride because you'll recognize that it brings about anger and so forth, right? And these days, you have to be careful, especially with attachment, because like now on social media, there's many things that like promote this attachment, and not just like for relationships like boys to girls and so forth, right? And girls to boys, and I mean, it seems like anything goes these days anyway. So it's like, so. But you got to be careful with this. It can arise as attachment, but also you can also get attached to things, right? Like cars and things like this, and of course money. Money's a big thing, right? Like and you got to be careful because like you can go down these rabbit holes of online shopping and I'll buy that. Oh, well, that's cheap. I'll buy that, and then you spent all your money. And like spending, having money problems is also a big strain on relationships. Like it creates a lot of problems, couples and that. That there's not enough money, and it creates a lot of arguments, and attachment to money creates a lot of arguments and problems and tensions like that. So you got to be very aware of your mind and your attachment and things like that these days.
그래서 나 페이스북 바꿔셔야 돼. 가와나 페이스북 매.
So it's like. To remove the Facebook app. I've removed the Facebook app from my phone.
Jumping there is still. There's slow
Yeah, a bit more relaxed.
제가 다디 어딘데 sentada dilagdo modern sound it dilagdo 먼저 레벨이 베지 근데 잘라로 찍었다 아니 콜라 제디 냠보 제 사워든데 레벨나라 깨지 디 깨잖아 아니 디 addiction 라이드레네 addiction 두자르나 레벨 장난 쇼레스 라그도 다 되어 요 레벨 되어 요로 미기타야 암존이야 두 상마 그와 닝조다 두 상마 미기 통하라 되어 요 인상 아니 그 레벨 되어 요로 so the sim goso고 sim 당보디 sim래.
So these days modern scientists are using like a special type of MRI machine to actually measure areas of the brain that light up when you have certain emotions like anger and so forth, and they can see that this anger has this effect on, like as we said, on the physical body externally, but definitely on the brain. Like different areas of the brain are activated when you have emotions like anger and jealousy and attachment and so forth. So we can see then that this physical body's interconnected, but these emotions don't actually start in the brain. They start in the mind, and they come from the mind, and then they affect the brain and the other parts of the physical body.
그래서 그 장난 갈래라 나오면 쇼도다 free time래 저 테스타로 걔 말에 쇼핑 고문하래 돌아 주 걔 말에 돌아가 주그 갸차로 갸가 동다시자로.
So you got to be careful, because in the beginning you might just think, I've got a couple of minutes, so I'll just go online and have a look at a couple of things. But that 1 minute can turn into hours, and you got to be really aware, right? And the other thing is you can go online and they've got all this cheap crap everywhere, and you think, it's only $5, I'll just buy that. And then another $5, soon enough you spend $100. So it's like, you've got to watch out. And then all this rubbish arrives in the mail for the next 3 weeks.
아유, 세상. 이 검시 다들.
I do that all the time. I'm always getting packages of crap.
네.
Maybe 반번역이래. Fake 건개버려. I was just saying, this is so cheap in China that I just buy all this. I think I've got now 8 pairs of sunglasses. Only like $5, $6. It's so cheap.
아유. You have lots of sunglasses now.
Lots of
Okay.
sunglasses. If anybody needs some sunglasses.
Yeah. Sometimes we go to the shop. They said selling 70%, 60%. And you save 40%. They're very smart. The businesses, their psychology, people mind the businessmen psychology make together advertising what people like. This not really save your money. Your money gone. Oh, I saved 40% I saved. Not really save your money gone. Because 배 뒤로 심각한 대화에 advertising 당한 거다. 세상 콘서트거든 내 단디 만져였다다. 저는 필요도 안 하나 먹어라 그래.
Yeah, so they're very smart with their advertising, their marketing, and they know how to kind of manipulate people's kind of thing, right? So we need to be even smarter than them and say, even if you're giving it for free, I still wouldn't need it, right?
They say you buy 2, 1 free. You give me 2 free, I don't want it. Oh, 1 free, I go and buy 2. 다다 세잘 배셔 다다 세잘거든. Oh yeah, that is shower one.
Okay, so there's stuff here. Porque je me to drum, rirabli shenid, sui shenid te uwai, anantaji la chupasho, idangiro ratamandala. These actions will quickly attain the state of the Buddha. Always without exception, will get in state. The angel bodhicitta that has not arisen from rising breath. It has arisen and increased more and more. Symptoms of the potential I have created. And then using that notice and teach. Now by it all thus fully awake.